I just had one of the most invigorating experiences, and it might sound like nothing to some people, but so my new job, I get to work with animals, and today I was on a farm and they had horses and chickens and ducks and turkeys and cats and dogs and everything, like my literal dream. And when I first went there to visit the place, I was looking around saying, like, this is a total dream. Like, there's, and I mean like dozens of each animal. Like, this is like such a fun experience. And I was so excited that, like, I've started this job and I've been having a new routine and doing new things and really enjoying it, but it's specifically on a farm. And today, a horse was loose when I went there. And I used to ride horses when I was very little, and it turns out that I was allergic to them, like massive hay fever, throat closing up, sneezing, coughing, my whole face blown up and everything. So I stopped riding them and I stopped having to go to, my friends' shows and all that. And I haven't been around a horse except for seeing it from a distance in 20 years. And today I got to literally tie a leash around a horse and pet it and walk it to a pen all by myself. Turns out I'm not allergic. Obviously, I'm not blown up. Like, this was such an invigorating experience. And I just had to share it because I just got back and I feel like I'm like on cloud nine. And it just meant so much to me because I love animals and I've always really been interested in horses, but I haven't been around them because I thought I was allergic. And it's like, I guess your body changes every 7 years. So I was kind of hoping maybe I'd grow out of it. And I guess I have. So that's exciting. But anyway, what I want to talk about today um, is the importance of rest and being patient and being kind to yourself. I had a couple down days the last few days. My last video, I explained how I went through like a massive spiritual shift, and I really felt that physically. And I think when we go through spiritual awakenings or epiphanies or whatever you want to call them, I think number one, I think our body expels the old energy, and number two, I think our body feels the effects from our mind. I think when we go through that, we have to really prioritize rest. And for me, I noticed I was just waking up very mentally exhausted, and I started feeling some underlying feelings of depression, and I made a short video about it. But I explained how, like, when you're feeling that, it's so important to be kind to yourself and be patient with yourself because that's the moment where you can decide to break down or break through. And I say just keep on going because our emotions are only temporary, our feelings are only temporary, and that is something that I've really like practiced with myself is when I'm feeling tired or I'm feeling a little down, I be patient with myself and I say, you're only human. You have to rest. You have to take care of yourself. You have to listen to your body. And then sometimes my mind will go, okay, but if you rest, you're not going to be productive. You're not going to make money. You're not going to get things done. Tomorrow, you're going to be more mad at yourself because you didn't do these things. And I think that's common for a lot of people. And I'm fortunate enough that, my schedule does allow for me to rest. There were days where I was working 12 plus hours a day and I wasn't able to rest. And I think that, you know, coming out of being a workaholic and a perfectionist, I have really taken the time to listen to my body and to be okay with, allowing myself to rest and knowing that rest is productive. And then I was still kind of feeling that a little bit today. I feel a lot better. I rested a lot yesterday. Um, I took it easy. I did a couple things around the house and just, the rest of the day I just allowed myself to, to rest. I mean, a lot of people rest and then their mind is still going. So I don't classify that as a full rest. And I'm I'm still guilty of it too. But I got a message, and I'll put it somewhere here, um, from somebody that I met on TikTok a few weeks ago. And it really made me feel good. And it reminded me of why I'm doing this. So when those voices in my head say, give up, you're not worth it, this isn't working, this isn't what you should be doing, this is embarrassing, this is, whatever the mind will try to tell me. Also explained in that last short video, like, as you're getting closer to your purpose and you're getting closer to God and you're getting closer to your dream, the enemy is going to match that level and try to bring you down. And there's a favorite line that I have from one of Nev's songs. I'll link it below, but it's called Dreams on the Way. And he starts out by saying, they say pride is the devil and the ego is his friend. Both of them are leveling, they're begging you to sin. Praying that you sacrifice your dreams for one of them. And that song, I've known that song for a few years now, but I've been listening to it again, and it's like hitting different now that I've gotten out of that fear and I've gotten out of the doubt, and I'm just showing up. I'm being consistent, I'm being authentic, and I keep reminding myself that, this is what I feel my purpose is. This is what I'm enjoying. This is what I'm nonstop thinking about. This is what I'm really putting my all into, and I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling fulfilled, and getting comments like that is like, or messages like that is like almost affirming that. And, you know, that person said that I don't have any idea how much I'm making an impact, but people don't realize that how much that makes an impact for me too. And I'm just really grateful to be able to meet so many incredibly like-minded people. And I started this journey out saying I wanted to inspire just one person. And I think that some of us content creators can get caught up in, like, we get a message like that and we say, okay, that's awesome, but give me more. We don't ever stop and really appreciate, you know, that one person, because at the end of the day, for me right now, this is something that's keeping me accountable. This is something that's healing me too. This is something that I am documenting, like some kind of diary, so I can look back on, or my kids can look back on. That's really the goal. And I think it's just a beautiful and magical experience. And, when I'm going through some of my downer days and stuff like that, God still shows me that I'm on the right path. He sends somebody to share a message like that. And then today, he gives me an amazing experience that he knew that I would be elated over. And I was, it's been raining and storming for the last couple of days, and I've just kind of been like a little down, a little tired. And as soon as I got home, look, like, the sun's out. It's not raining anymore. And that's how I feel inside too. And it's like such a weird feeling. But yeah, so I guess today is your reminder that, no matter what you're going through, if you have a dream and a purpose in your mind and you're going for it, don't be shocked when things start to happen. Things start to go wrong. You start to question things. You start to doubt yourself, because the enemy is just going to keep rising to match that level and try to bring you down. And I think that's where a lot of people give up. Because if they haven't fully healed that part of themselves and they're still feeling a little bit of doubt, maybe they're trying to start a business, maybe they're trying to start writing music, whatever it is, content creation like this, the first, maybe not the first, maybe the second hiccup, maybe, I don't know, maybe your phone breaks and you have to get a new phone, or, maybe you can't afford something that you need to get it done, or, these obstacles come, and they're from the enemy that tries to bring you down and tries to get you to not do what, your purpose is. Or if you're trying to build a relationship with God and get closer to God. They're going to try to bring you down and feed you the fear and the doubt in your mind, maybe make some kind of problem come up. And I also believe that what manifests in our life, good or bad, is what comes from how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about our life and what our mind is constantly thinking of. I really do believe that there's a lot of power in our words and our thoughts, and we're going to have a reflection of that outside of ourselves. So you got to really pay attention to what you're telling yourself or what you're believing. And the way I can explain it for myself is like I feel that inner voice of negativity, I feel that fear, and I dissect it and I go, hold on, no, that's not how we think anymore. That's not what we believe. That's not true. That's a fear based tactic that you're trying to push on me. And sometimes, those voices can be a little louder than my positive one. And that's okay. That's also where I be patient with myself and remind myself that emotions and feelings are temporary. I might feel different in the morning after a good night's sleep. I might feel different next week. I never really take anything that comes up 100%. I take it with a grain of salt because I know that things can always change. I know that anything can happen that would make me think and feel differently. It could be a traumatic event or it can just be something simple. But again, like today, I was still a little mopey, but I had that incredible experience and now I feel myself again and I feel alive and I feel like you saw how excited I was in the beginning of the video. Like, I don't know, man, this world is just, it's harder to be positive than to be negative. But when we really take control of the mind and we allow ourselves rest, a lot can change. If this video resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more, share it with somebody who may need to hear it. And until next time, stay kind to yourself. I love you and I'm so proud of you. I'll see you on the next one.